Eden Zero, the 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 new offering by Fairy Tail manga creator Hiro Mashima. The first 2 episodes of Eden Zero, everybody, are now officially available on certain sites to pirate if you desire, because of Eden Zero only technical official release still being on Japan Netflix right now, but having seen the first 2 episodes of Eden Zero while they were still available on YouTube up until yesterday, I can tell you that the theories about this seemingly feeling like Fairy Tail in space, some of those are correct. Now, just to give a brief, review of the first 2 episodes. Basically, Eden Zero takes place in space within a part of the universe that's called the Sakura Cosmos. Obviously not to be confused with Sakura Haruno from Naruto. And this boy named Shiki who 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 was basically raised by his grandfather, the Demon King, on this island called Grand Bell. Ever since Shiki was little, he's been the only actual human on Grand Bell, and all the rest of the Earth's planet's inhabitants have been robots. And one time when Shiki was really little, he actually saw a comet for the first time. Some call it a shooting star, and he made a wish on it to be able to make as many friends as possible. Because, as I just stated, the only friends Shiki has really had up until this point is a robot named Michael, Annie, John, and of course his grandpa, the Demon King. And one day this young girl from actually from the Sakura Cosmos, named Rebecca, and Happy, who we find out in episode 2. Happy isn't quite the same Happy from Fairy Tail, guys. He is, except the difference is this time Happy's has been forced to be transformed into a cyborg following a devastating accident on Rebecca's home planet, the Blue Garden. But more on that in a second. Rebecca and Happy are basically what they call blue cubers, which basically means Rebecca's job is to basically go around the planets all over the world, and she wants to try and get as many views and followers as physically possible. Except she's unfamiliar with all the strange robots on Grand Bale, and I know I'm saying the name of Shiki's adopted world wrong. But we'll have to wait until the dub comes out for that to be corrected. Also, Shiki's was basically taken in by the Demon King after being abandoned there 11 years ago, and basically, guys, Re- Rebecca kind of kind of like first and foremost, she is pretty much a Lucy clone, just as Shiki she seems to be kind of a Natsu clone. Let's just get that out of the way. But Rebecca also kind of plays like the Bulma role to Shiki in sort of teaching him just basic things and cutting his hair. But it's after Michael, John, Annie, and the king of the amusement park, because that's what Grand Bell was, an amusement park, basically try and turn on Shiki, and telling him that everything you've experienced up until this time has been a lie. You're just human. You're inferior. Bots are the superior breed, and we won't be bowed down to you anymore. And because Granville hasn't actually had any real customers and actually in exactly 100 years, the king of Granville, whose name is way too hard for me to pronounce, so I'm not even gonna try. And the rest of the bots say, now that Rebecca and Abby actually have a ship to get them off this wasteland of a planet, we 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 can finally go outside of this planet for the first time in a century. Uh, 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 and that's after Shiki shows Rebecca actually what that the king John the Tailor and Michael, Shiki's best robot friend, that they can be human, and Rebecca cuts Shiki's hair after he passes out, and then and then we find out after the king and the rest of the bots turn on Shiki that Shiki actually has the power to activate this thing called air elder gear or enter gear. I think it's actually called elder gear, but that just basically means, guys, all Shiki has to do is touch an object, and and he can basically um he basically gains momentary abilities, kind of like Natsu's magic, except this time Shiki's um re, 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 relying on science fiction. And after the king and the other bots say kidnap Rebecca, that's what forces Shiki to awaken this new ability, and and he basically has to take down the only family he's ever known, and then Rebecca and Abby basically offer to take Shiki with them back to their planet in the Blue Garden, so so Shiki can uh not only fulfill the last promise that he made to Michael and everybody else, despite what they've done. What what would just to make 1,000 friends all across the universe or something. But what Shiki doesn't know is that the king and Michael and everybody else were just fulfilling the last wish of Shiki's grandpa, the Demon King. Because the Demon King actually knew that after so long of basically not being of not of basically being inactive because there were no guests coming. The 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 Shiki's grandpa was actually the first person to actually know that that he and the rest of the bots on the on Grand Bell only had didn't have much time before they went offline permanently, and Shiki's one dream what was to always go up into space and and uh, and basically see space and meet this almost kind of goddess-like creature, only known as Mother for right now, and Mother is said to have the ability to grant um, anybody any wish that they would want. So 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 that the king and everybody else basically acted to turn on Shiki because that they knew when Rebecca came to Grand Bell, since she had a spaceship, that's when they had to make sure that Shiki absolutely um had 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 basically had no longer had a reason to basically stay on their doomed planet, and before they went offline, everybody wanted to make sure that they fulfilled the Demon King's last wishes, which was to get Shiki to the sky, and a- and in episode 2, everybody, that's basically where we learn that that Happy and Rebecca basically that they're the ones that have been together. Basically, Rebecca's filling in for Natsu for being Happy's owner, I guess you could say. Only except this time, they still do confirm that Happy is an Exceed, and but except for some reason he can't fly. So 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 one day one day after the orphaned Abby and Rebecca sort of just found each other because it's assumed that that much like Lucy or even Natsu for that matter, like in Fairy Tale, for whatever reason, Rebecca's parents aren't really around that much. Maybe because of death, like the Demon King was off screen for Shiki, but 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 Abby and Rebecca basically always vow that they'll keep each other company and be together no matter what. But 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 one day Happy accidentally gets hit by a car, and and Rebecca manages to catch him, but Abby's so severely injured that he has to be turned into an android in order to survive. And Abby says to Rebecca, "Why would you still want to be friends with me? I I look like this now. I'm not normal. I'm a machine." And then Rebecca says, we promised we'd always stay together. Uh, I'll still love you no matter what happens." And then that's when they tell Shiki that 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 blue garden can can actually give Shiki what's called a a a, a past a a a card to basically be able to travel all, around space with Happy and Rebecca. But just as Shiki is about to register for this adventurer pass, um, uh, Shiki, Rebecca, and Abby basically get cornered by these black, blue garden thugs, and basically that they try and shoot Shiki down, for, which forces him again to basically activate it and enter gear, and that's also when we find out that Abby can turn himself into a gun, and yeah, guys, that's where it begins, Eden Zero. So I guess overall, I did enjoy these first two episodes, and I don't know if I'll be reviewing every single episode, but I think I can say, um, yes, Eden Zero is basically fairy tale in space, but I think certain people still will enjoy it.